Hi, we're Roy and Karen.
She doesn't even need to read that anymore. She's got it down pat. This is a different kind of video for us. This is a Q&A
By RNA.
RNA?
RNK. Okay.
Can we leave that in?
No.
Jason Booker asks, did you buy new furniture? Did you look for used? Trying to decide how much furniture I will eventually bring.
Great question. Originally, we talked about coming in, selling everything that we had so we don't have to move anything, and buying used. We figured there would be plenty of used opportunities, and we would just get what we needed as we went along. But then let the shopping begin.
Everything we had in Texas was brown. Mm-hmm. And we had already decided before we ever got here, we're going to Florida coastal.
Coming in with a different style, a whole different way. No more Craftsman, no more reds and browns and golds. And we're all about the coastal blues and greens and grays. And
so
we had to buy new.
We bought everything new. Yeah. We did bring our bed and we did bring our couch. But the only reason we brought our couch is because the nice new couch that Karen bought, we won't have it until September, October, November, somewhere in there. Good question. They're all good questions. Paul Wade asks, this is fascinating. I'm 62 and thinking about all of this. I hope I'm not being too forward, but how did you come to be divorced and then remarry?
That's a long story, Paul.
I can make it short, honey.
Okay.
I know I can. The beauty of editing. We were in love, but we didn't have the tools to have a great marriage. Let me put it that way. We just didn't know how to be a good couple. And when something that could have been very minor got in the way, it became a bigger issue. And eventually, it just broke us apart. While we were apart, I started learning how to be a man, how to have a good marriage. And as I was reading these books like The 5 Love Languages and Love and Respect, I started getting really depressed because if I had known this stuff ahead of time, I could have still been married to my sweetheart, to the love of my life. And that's when God comes into the picture and really straightens my head out. 4 years later, Karen and I reconcile, and we get married as two Christians.
Mm-hmm. Truly
and
a
our
miracle.
life is completely different. Roy and Karen 2.0 is truly a miracle.
Yep.
Hope I answered your question. Tim 964. Tim, you have to tell us what the 964 means. Did I see an electric bike in your garage? Yes, you did. Mm-hmm. If so, I'd love to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, we thought originally it would be our mode of transportation until our golf cart arrived, which was a 5-month waiting period. And today I had a blast. We have the brand new golf cart, and I just took off on that e-bike and toured all along the different preserves and went to explore places I'd never been before. And 25 miles and hours later, I had a wonderful time.
So those electric bikes are really awesome. Mm-hmm. They got big fat tires. You can take them out on dirt roads, which we have done. We have a video of that. And we take it over to Edna's on the Green. Mm-hmm. We've tooled around the Haggai Path. We have a lot more investigating to do. I'm going to do a video on taking the bike 2 Ednas, and that'll be coming up in the future. We love them. Oh, we've driven around in our car. We've driven around in golf carts because we've had a loaner. We've been here for 3 months now. But it wasn't until we got on the bikes that we really started seeing the alligators really seeing the wildlife. So it really is something I would highly recommend. If you are a villager or thinking about coming to the villages and you're up there in age, I'm 65 years old. This is not a problem. If you can get on a bike, get on an e-bike. It will make it so much easier for you to put 10 miles on, 20 miles on. It takes all the stress out of it. Okay. Wade McKinnon. Why would you move there if you're still working? It's a great question. Because we fell in love with this place. When you come here and then you go back home, all you can think about is, I want to get back to the villages. It's fun. That golf cart lifestyle, what can you say? It's Mr. Toad's Wild Ride every single day. We like going to the squares. We like taking the golf cart up to the country clubs, to the restaurants.
We came into it with our eyes open. We knew we weren't going to be able to retire right away. But we knew we could get a start on this wonderful lifestyle and also put us further ahead with our other plans.
That's a good point. We would not have been able to downsize in the Austin area where we came from to the point where we would have no mortgage. And by moving to Florida, and even though the real estate has gone up here, in Austin it went up a lot further and a lot quicker. So we were able to take advantage of that, downsize here, and put ourselves in a great financial position.
With lower taxes.
Exactly. Danny Perry asks, don't forget, the Villages has essentially zero racial diversity. No bueno.
Well, I've been in a lot of places that definitely had more diversity, but I wouldn't say zero, Danny. I've seen people of all colors and backgrounds here, and I couldn't agree with zero. But could there be more? Sure.
If you spread that rumor, and then you scare other people who might want to move here from coming because they think there's zero. One of the things I noticed about every black couple that I see here in the Villages is they've got a big ass smile on their faces. They are as happy to be here as we are.
The couple
so
from
don't
Asia.
spread rumors that there isn't any diversity. Everybody is welcome here. We have a black couple right down the block. Mm-hmm. They're smiling and they're doing landscaping in their front yard, just like everybody else.
They're black?
Kevin Jacques, great ride. Did you have your golf cart custom built? Because I hear it is still a 6-month wait for a new one. Well, I don't know if you really call it custom built, but you go into the Village's golf cart, for example, or you can go in one of the other places.
That's where we went.
That's where we went. And you tell them what color you want. They have standard colors. You can have custom colors. It adds $400 to get any color you want. But it doesn't add to the time to get some of the custom things you may want. The reason you're waiting 5 months is because they can only get so many chassis, and the chassis are all standard. You're either going to get the 2-seater chassis or the 4-seater chassis. That's it. And then everything else is, what options do you want? For example, do you want self-canceling turn signals?
Yes, we do.
Do you want lockable glove boxes? Do you want those LED lights on the side? Do you want... What color do you want your enclosure to be?
And that was actually what held ours up, was the enclosure.
But I don't think it held it up for very long. I think it may have added a week or two. That's what I think. We did wait 5 months. We ordered it back in the first week of December when we first went into contract for this home. And we just gave them a $500 deposit, fully refundable, and we locked in our April delivery date. It got moved. We picked it up on May 1st. So, okay.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Next. This is Dan's Jets. Hi, Roy and Karen. Enjoyed the home tour. Congratulations. Very beautiful. Did you both not like Leander anymore? My wife likes the village of Hawkins and Chitty Chatty. Any thoughts? We'd love to hear your input.
I like Leander, but looking at how to get on the path that we're on to move towards retirement one day, we were going to get there more steadily and probably faster by moving here first and saving the money that we're going to save with the lower housing expense and the lower property taxes. I miss the folks that we left behind in Leander for sure.
That's what I was going to say. We miss our friends. We miss our church. We are still in the process right now of finding our new church home. That's a process we're not enjoying.
And Chitty Chatty and Hawkins, I love those areas. There's pluses and minuses to just about every area here. I just spent the day touring them on my e-bike today, and they go right along the edge of the Chitty Chatty Preserve, and they're so close to so many things, and I really enjoyed being over there. And wish you the best of luck. Oh, here comes one of the children.
So Bill Sugar asks, I am also looking at the Durham model and hope to be living full-time in the villages by August. Now that you have been in your Durham home for a bit, do you feel there is plenty of room for 2 people? Bill, absolutely no problem. We have plenty of room here. I'm working remote. Karen isn't. I use the second bedroom as my office, but if we had guests, we could throw a blow-up bed in there. It'd be no problem.
One day we'll have a Murphy bed.
Maybe we'll have no guests. Maybe we'll just travel to them. I think that's probably more likely.
No, I think everybody wants to be here.
But there's plenty of room. We've looked at lots of floor plans. We just looked at one yesterday. We were driving around DeLuna, and we went into a 3-bedroom. And the living room was so much smaller than in the dorm. This just feels airy. We love our lanai. This is Yukon, by the way. He's Daddy's boy.
He's a good boy.
So I wouldn't hesitate to recommend this model to you. There's not a lot of attic storage space. But with 1 car in the garage and 1 golf cart in the garage, we're also fitting those e-bikes in there. I've got a shelf system and some other things that we're making do.
Fair amount of storage out there.
We're not going to be able to accumulate like we used to do. There's just no place for that.
But we don't want to.
But we don't want it and we don't need it. So Carla Testa asks, can you not go to a regular gas station to fill up your golf cart, or does it take a special grade of gas? I hope this isn't a stupid question. This is not a stupid question. And the reason it comes up all the time is because Yamaha says in their own literature, you can put in regular gas. Then why would you want to put in non-ethanol gas when Yamaha says you don't have to? If you are a part-timer, ethanol gas sitting in your gas tank is going to turn into gunk. So there's number 1. If you're full-timers, it probably isn't as important. But here's what I do know. I do know that we have history of ethanol gas going into small engines. You ask any landscape guy who's pulling and pulling and pulling and trying to get his edger to start, who's been putting regular gas in there, ethanol gas. It's a problem. It does gunk things up. The other thing it does is, and they warned us about this, they talked about this on all the news channels when they started putting ethanol in the gas. It eats rubber. It doesn't actually eat it. It makes rubber brittle. And it just starts getting hard from the inside out. So you never even see it. And one day your hoses are cracking. So will it happen to you? Do you believe what I just said? These are my opinions. I believe what I'm telling you. And for $1 a gallon, for 5 gallons in a tank, that's probably going to last me a month. So maybe it's going to cost me 5 times $50, $60 a year. It's a nice insurance policy. It's just worth it to me to have that peace of mind. It's what I believe. If we didn't get to your questions, and I know there are plenty we didn't get to tonight, we'll do this again. If you have any specific questions, feel free to leave them below in the comments, and maybe we'll get to yours next time.
And we appreciate you stopping by.
Please subscribe, click the bell. It'll cost you nothing, but you'll be notified the next time we put a video up. See you next time. You'll want to watch this video next.
Or you'll want to watch this video